Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Dockery. In my life, I have worn many hats and tasted many flavors. As I travel the world, I get to know today's most interesting celebrities, cook and dine with some of the finest chefs of our time, and experience the latest trends in beauty and fashion. Along the way, I pursued my passion for health and fitness and acquired some of the most innovative wellness strategies. And now, I want to share all of this with you. So come along on this amazing journey, and together we will experience a world of health, beauty, and life. On today's show, we spend a day in the Big Easy, New Orleans, Louisiana, to sample the culture, sights, and sounds of the Crescent City. We'll meet two-time Grammy Award winner Irvin Mayfield at his beautiful Bourbon Street Jazz Club and sample some of the finest cuisine on the Gulf Coast at GW Finn's in the French Quarter. So now, let's head down south to New Orleans. Well, here we are in Cafe Du Monde in New Orleans, Louisiana, and boy, oh boy, we are going to take you on a tour of the Big Easy, the Crescent City. We're going to show you the jazz, the culture, and the people, and show you what you can do in a day in beautiful New Orleans. The original Cafe Du Monde is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, closing only on Christmas Day. So get ready for a serious sugar rush because beignets are deep fried and covered in powdered sugar. Now there's a big long line out there for these beignets, and tell me a little bit about them.
Well, they're a square donut with no hole in it.
No hole.
Fried donut. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so basically people come down here, get a beignet, and start their day, right?
That's the best way to start their day, yeah.
Next stop on our day in New Orleans is the world-famous French Quarter. Known originally as Vieux Carré, French Quarter, or simply the Quarter, is the oldest neighborhood in the city. Established by the French in 1718, the location remains a valuable site for trade due to its strategic position on the Mississippi. The district represents a rich tapestry of international influence, like gumbo. The Quarter is a tasty stew full of surprises and magic, with stunning architecture graced by balconies adorned with intricate ironwork and courtyards filled with lush greenery. The Quarter features New Orleans' most famous landmark, Jackson Square, and draws millions of visitors each year to sample unique ambience that can only be found in New Orleans. After visiting the French Quarter, it's time for a relaxing river ride on the pride of the Mississippi, the steamboat Natchez. Guaranteed to put you into a New Orleans state of mind, there's no better way to experience the sights, sound, and flavor of the Big Easy than this 2-hour cruise along the mighty Mississippi. It's easy to find. Just listen for the sounds of the vintage calliope that echo through the streets of the French Quarter. The cruise is accompanied by a traditional Dixieland jazz band and a traditional New Orleans meal. Well, here we are on the riverboat Natchez with Captain Steve Nicklin, and he was nice enough to bring us on board into the wheelhouse. And how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. And is this steam propelled or?
This boat's steam powered. The Natchez is pretty special in that respect that it's a steamboat. The steamboats are almost non-existent now.
So what do people get to see on this trip?
New Orleans is here because of the Mississippi River, and the river has a lot of history. So during the cruises, we have a narrative that gives you the points of interest as we pass them. There's a few historic places we pass along the route.
I give it a pull.
All the way down.
All the way down?
Yeah, all the way. Don't pull like a wimp, pull it. There you go.
Wow, that thing's loud. The Natchez steams out of the French Quarter daily at 11 a.m. and 2:30 p.m., with dinner cruises departing at 7 p.m. We'll be right back with our day in the Big Easy. Welcome back. Let's get back to our day in New Orleans. Now it's time to experience more of the city's unique attractions. For our day in New Orleans, we've selected the two that are right next to the steamboat Natchez Wharf, the Aquarium of the Americas and the Audubon Butterfly Garden and Insectarium. The colors of the Caribbean reef come alive with an exciting walk-through tunnel, and visitors can touch a stingray, meet a parakeet, and get up close and personal with gigantic sharks in an immense 400,000-gallon exhibit. Just a few blocks from the aquarium, the Audubon Butterfly Garden and Insectarium is a one-of-a-kind treat and a total workout for all 5 senses. There is no bigger party in the country than the one that happens every year in New Orleans, and it's called Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras takes over the French Quarter every February and culminates into one gigantic party called Fat Tuesday. With roots dating back to 1699, today's Mardi Gras consists of elaborate floats parading through the streets and celebrating on every corner. If your days in New Orleans don't happen to coincide with Mardi Gras, check out Blaine Kern's Mardi Gras World. This giant warehouse is where some of the biggest and best floats call home, and where you and your family can learn about the history of Mardi Gras, see the past and present floats and exhibits, and watch as artists and craftsmen create the grandest floats from scratch. Next up on our tour is something that only happens in New Orleans. Because the city is built on a swamp, traditional burial plots are out of the question. Instead, the deceased are buried above ground in elaborate stone crypts and mausoleums. These tombs create a village-like atmosphere, which is why they are often referred to as cities of the dead. While we were in town, we stopped by G.W. Flynn's in the French Quarter and had the distinct pleasure of meeting Chef Tenney Flynn. New Orleans is known for its seafood, and G.W. Flynn's is known as one of the finest seafood restaurants in town. To say that the seafood at G.W. Flynn's is fresh is an understatement. Less than a 3-hour drive from the Gulf Coast, the culinary team at G.W. Flynn's takes advantage of the abundant variety of fresh fish native to the area. If you're looking for an amazing dining experience, G.W. Flynn's is a mandatory stop on your day in New Orleans. After experiencing a typically excellent New Orleans meal, take a quick walk around the corner to Irvin Mayfield's Jazz Playhouse in the Royal Sonesta Hotel. Known equally for excellent cuisine and music, New Orleans is widely acknowledged as the birthplace of jazz. Though live music can be experienced throughout the city, Irvin Mayfield's Jazz Club offers a classic jazz experience. Irvin's Club is on Bourbon Street in the heart of the French Quarter, and while all of New Orleans cannot be defined by this little slice of sin, the effect that Bourbon Street has on the city is undeniable. There is a casual irreverence to the place that colors the Crescent City in a boozy neon glow that beckons visitors with sights and sounds that can only be found on this wild little stretch of vintage New Orleans. It's the place where 4-star restaurants go toe-to-toe with noisy bars. Everybody bobs to the rhythm of live jazz, the party never stops, and the music keeps on playing. Well, here we are at the Windsor Court Hotel, ending our day in New Orleans, and boy, the Windsor Court, it's a great place. They've taken great care of us. The hospitality is amazing. The facility itself is incredible. And let me tell you what, this city, New Orleans, it's a place to see, it's a place to be. We had some beautiful food, we met some beautiful people, and listened to some incredible music. People here have a song in their heart and they care about each other, and you feel it everywhere you go. So if you ever get the chance, get out to New Orleans. You won't regret it. And until you get the chance to be here, I want you to do something for me. Just remember to enjoy. Coming up next, we'll drop in to visit Grammy winner Irvin Mayfield. Welcome back. Now, let's get back to our chat with Irvin Mayfield. Hello everyone, today we're here at the Royal Sonesta Hotel in New Orleans, right off Bourbon Street, and we're at the Irvin Mayfield Jazz Playhouse with the man himself, Irvin Mayfield. How you doing, sir?
Good, Patrick, glad to have me.
You're from New Orleans, obviously.
Born and raised.
Born and raised, you know, and that's where your career started as well.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Well, you know, I didn't get started playing the trumpet. I play the trumpet, which is like the leadership instrument in a jazz band. And in New Orleans, they say trumpet players are not folks that decide an instrument, the instrument picks you. But you know, I just started playing the trumpet because my best friend played it in 4th grade, and all the girls liked him. He got good grades. So you know, I decided to get a trumpet, but I didn't have any idea at that point where the trumpet would take me. And you know, in New Orleans, when you pick an instrument like a trumpet, you become immediately a part of a legacy of, you know, great trumpeters: Louis Armstrong, Buddy Bolden, Wynton Marsalis, Terrence Blanchard, you know, all these guys who've done so much. So you become like inducted into into a society or a family, rather.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Last night we had the opportunity to see one of your friends, Lucien
Barbaran.
And that's a big deal because his family's been around forever, right?
That's right. Barbarans have many generations of New Orleans musicians, and they were part of the founding family of jazz. So there are many folks who were part of that. And we know some of the names like Sidney Bechet and Jelly Roll Morton, these guys who are really pioneers in jazz. But Paul Barbaran, Lucien's uncle, was also one of those guys who played with Louis Armstrong and all the, elder statesmen who kind of really started jazz. But here in New Orleans, the music really is ceremonial. So people use music for funerals, people use music for parties, for birthdays, people use music in church, we use it in the streets, use it in bar rooms. But I think the most powerful thing about the music is that it's got to be given to you. You can't really go hire a band for your funeral. I mean, people come together and they celebrate those who deserved it. The people have this kind of built-in hospitality, where we know the best place you're gonna get some food is at somebody's house, and the best type of conversation is gonna be a personal one. No one in the city of New Orleans is a loner. No one in the city of New Orleans is a person that's allowed to just go off into their own space. Everybody is a part of a real family here, and it's a unique place to be.
Well, it really shows, and I mean, that's where it all started for you, and now you have these awards and accolades. What are you most proud of?
I would say I'm probably most proud of being in a town and having people appreciate what I do. It's unusual to be appreciated in your own hometown. Yeah. It's one of the most difficult things to do. And in a hometown that has so many special people, like we have here, to be a spokesperson or really to be considered an ambassador for the city is probably one of the highest honors I could ever receive.
Now, you're right on Bourbon Street.
That's right.
Which is a big deal.
That's right. Well, Bourbon Street, one of the most famous streets in the world, it's in the heart of the French Quarter.
Yes.
And the French Quarter is the heart of New Orleans. It's the oldest part of New Orleans. It was the original New Orleans. Really, when you think of true, authentic American experiences, there are some places that you have to go.
Yeah.
New Orleans is a place, if you want to get one of the true American experiences, you have to come to the city of New Orleans. It's for, jazz. It's what we call democracy in different forms.
Sure.
We have heard democracy, which is jazz. You play as an individual and a group at the same time. The American paradox, we have tasted democracy, our gumbo.
Sure.
No two pots of gumbo are made the same.
That's probably true.
But there's a wrong way to make it, right?
Yeah, the way that doesn't taste right, huh?
That's right, and we also have a democracy we can dance called a second line. That's how we dance to jazz. There's really no right way to dance the second line, but there's definitely a wrong way, and it's a dance we do actually after funerals, which is a celebration of life. So once again, you have that paradox. New Orleans is a unique city, which a lot of different cultures, as you discussed, came together, and it's one of the few places where the culture still exists in its original form today.
So, you're here, you have your club, and how's it going with the club?
Well, this club is very unique. It sits in a Ralston, that's the hotel.
And it's a high-end experience in here, I'll tell you that.
We like to call it down-home sophistication.
Hey, it's nice. I felt safe, I felt comfortable. I went out there, I go, okay, had enough. Went in here, I'm like, oh.
This hotel is awesome. People come in and they get a high-quality performance, along with high-quality drinks, high-quality food. And just recently we had I'll tell you just a funny story, we had a trumpet battle here, a guy named Kermit Ruffins. And he and I had these trumpet battles. And some of the nights it wound up with me standing on the bar.
Oh, wow.
Some nights him, sitting down, laying on the floor, playing.
Wow.
And that's just the kind of stuff that we do here. Anywhere else, that would be unthinkable. But in New Orleans, that was a Wednesday night of just a party.
The thing, too, that we were talking about a little earlier, it's such a dichotomy from the streets out there. It's crazy. I mean, if people don't know, I mean, it's a little crazy out there, right?
Well, what we say here? We say, you're different here.
Yeah.
Really, somebody's getting a hairstyle.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's about how they feel with their hairstyle. If you're not comfortable with it, everyone else can tell you they love it.
That's right.
And everybody's had that experience. You go get a haircut, something doesn't work. Well, not me in a long time.
Yeah, well, hey, there's only so many perfect heads in the world.
Well,
you have one of them, right?
Thank God for that one.
Yeah, that's right.
But you get that haircut, it's about you and your emotion and what you're feeling about it. And I think really New Orleans is the kind of place where people can be themselves. It's allowed, and more importantly, it's appreciated. Now, were you the guy who sang last?
No, I wasn't the guy.
No, you were the guy who.
No, it's another guy.
Didn't you say you were going to sing for your audience here?
That was another guy.
You can give us a little bit, Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra, you did it my way?
Let's hear it. Come on.
Hey, I don't know. I'll leave that to you. But anyways, hey, thanks so much for having
Thanks,
us.
Patrick.
You're an amazing man.
We had fun.
Still so young, but done so much.
I
Right?
try to do what I can.
You know, it's good. You got it going on, and I thank you for your time. I
Thank you,
really
man.
appreciate it. All right, and thank you, everyone. And until next time, just remember to enjoy. Coming up next, we'll sample some of the finest cuisine anywhere at GW Finn's in the French Quarter. Okay, we're back. Now, more amazing New Orleans seafood at GW Finn's. Well, hello everybody. Today we are here at GW Finn's in New Orleans with Chef Tenney Flynn. How you doing, Tenney?
I'm doing great.
Now, tonight we're going to do some preparation of some fish here. I know that.
Right, and I think people associate New Orleans with heavy, rich, buttery sort of dishes, which we certainly do, but this is an example of a very rich flavored fish. This is a pompano. It's a great little Gulf fish. So in order to bring the flavor of this out, we're going to do some very simple light garnishes, you know, that accentuate the flavor.
Absolutely.
And first, I've got to cut this guy. So
Yeah.
very, very quickly. So let's slide this over here,
Sure.
and then we'll get that on the wood grill.
All right, now we're going to be cooking on a wood grill, right?
Right,
Yep.
and basically it's just an insulated stainless steel box with a grate on top.
Yeah, I can smell it. It smells real good,
And
actually.
we're going to spray that
The magic spray.
magic vegetable spray.
Very good.
I'm going to give the fish a little spray.
Okay, that so it won't stick.
Then I'm going to season it with a little bit of kosher salt, and then we're going right on the grill.
Okay, and you went flesh side down, huh?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
presentation side down always.
All right.
Okay, and while this fish is cooking, we're going to stir together our two garnishes. All right, this is a kind of a version of a green papaya salad, though instead of using green papayas, we're using what you probably know as a chayote squash,
that's
what we call in New Orleans a militant.
Okay.
They grow on vines, and they're hundreds, if not thousands of them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
We julienne it up. I'm going to start off with a little bit of this hot chili
Okay.
right in the bowl.
Little heat.
Yep,
Little heat, a little color.
a little bit of sugar,
Okay. That's raw sugar, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
a little bit of fish sauce,
All right. It's pungent. Got a little lime going.
fresh lime juice, got some green onions,
Green onions and cilantro.
cilantro, julienne red yellow peppers with a little bit of green pepper,
Some carrots, looks like.
carrots, and then last but not least our militants.
Thing I want to know is who's this guy Julian?
All right, now we're gonna toss this. Now this can be made ahead of time and refrigerated. It's gonna shrink quite a bit,
Okay.
you know, from the acid, from the salt in the fish sauce. I need to peel off right now and go flip our
Got it.
fish.
We're gonna go flip the fish. Here we go. Oh, nice. That's nice.
On to our next little garnish, and this one is also extremely quick.
Cilantro. Little
Cilantro, a
And you have some melons here. You have
little
honeydew,
fresh mint,
cantaloupe, and watermelon.
watermelon. I've also got some mango and papaya there.
Very good. Some fresh mint.
More raw sugar,
Raw sugar.
more lime juice. Okay, little lime juice, little mango.
A little mango and a little papaya.
And this can be made ahead of time too. It's the salt and the sugar gonna dissolve. It's gonna make
good.
a nice juice. Okay, so we've got two very basic light garnishes for our grilled pompano, and now it's time to go flip the pompano again.
We're flipping the fish again. This guy moves fast. And now you get your beautiful grill marks.
Diamonds.
Diamonds.
There we go.
Because diamonds are forever, and diamonds are a girl's best friend. Remember that.
Now in the restaurant, I might serve this with a blue crab fritter or something of that nature. But what we're going to do today is just the basic saute. It's giving off some nice liquid there.
Absolutely. It smells great too. So one with a vegetable mixture and one with a fruit mixture.
Fruit mixture.
Absolutely.
All right, so
So now, how did you determine in your mind, you know, when it's finished?
a shrink. It's the opposite of a ballpark frank.
Okay.
It shrinks when you cook it, meat and fish.
Okay.
So we've got wood grill Louisiana pompano with a spicy militant slaw, and wood grill Louisiana pompano with a 3-melon salsa with mango and papaya.
Okay, wow, this looks gorgeous, Chef.
So let's try it out.
I'm gonna grab a little bit of the fruit with it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here we go. And it's full flavored, so we'll see how I do.
A manly fish.
A manly fish for...
A manly guy, right?
I'm not so manly with fish, though, but hey, you know. Good. It's not fishy because it's fresh. The wood makes a difference.
And it's a fresh fish. All right, let's try a little bit of this too with the.
Now this is like more like, I think the acidic might do better with me.
Got a little, it's got a little bite to it, a little bit of heat.
See, I prefer that over the fruit, but the fruit's interesting, but the acidic is nice. Well, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, you know you're so knowledgeable. I appreciate it. You know, really.
That's because
really
I'm
helped
old,
us
right?
out. Well, you know, hey, Chef, thanks so much. You wore your gloves. You took them off already.
That's all right. Well, they're relatively clean.
Yeah, you know. Hey.
So anyway, we look forward to having you. And
thank you so much. Okay, welcome back. Thank you to all of our guests on this week's show. To the City of New Orleans, Irvin Mayfield, Chef Tenney Flynn, and the crew of the Steamboat Natchez for their typically gracious Southern hospitality. We'll see you all here next week when we visit the home of the talented and beautiful Eva LaRue, spend time with designer Nicholas Walker in his off-the-grid home, and go back to New Orleans to Dickie Brennan's Palace Cafe to experience some of their signature dishes. Until next time, just remember to enjoy.